Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back with another Sanity stream with Lucius Cole, the Coal Factory, getting it nice and hot, steamy right now in the political landscape that is America. Today I got a nice little spicy show for you. Of course, we're going over the last day of the Democrat National Convention. We're going to be talking about Antifa and Chicago, and of course, Black Lives Matter. As well as I have a nice little bonus for a candidate on the Democrat side that I actually like. That's right. They are out there, folks. I know they're hard to find, almost as rare as a leprechaun, but they are out there. So let's get straight into it. First of all, I want to go into this nice little video here where, well, let's just play the clip.
Hey, Julia.
Hi, Andrew. I'm so glad to see you. So what did you think about Kamala Harris's speech last night?
It was tremendous. I was so happy for her.
I know, me too. She's fabulous. I cannot wait to see her debate our current vice president, Mika Pints. Or is it Paints?
I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the infamous message that has been proclaimed all around the internet. It is called the left can't meme. I mean, the left can't even do humor. This is supposed to be funny. Let's see if it gets funnier.
It's pronounced Ponce, I believe.
Oh, some kind of weird foreign name?
Yeah, not very American sounding.
Yeah, that's what people are saying. Strongly. Well,
do they even understand who their constituents are? This is the party that is always claiming, my diversity! We need more diversity, guys! More diversity! Diversity is king! Diversity brings us together! And here they are making fun of a guy's name and calling it foreign. This is coming from a woman whose last name is Dreyfus and a man whose last name is Yang. Can you be any more tone deaf? I mean, from the party who is constantly pushing this narrative that America is this white supremacist nation, they're going to go out of their way to say that Pence is a foreign name and then make that seem like that is a negative? I don't know, guys. Like, what do they stand for? What do the Democrats actually stand for? What is their platform? I still haven't heard it. I still haven't heard what exactly they want to do. They talk in hyperbole. The only thing that I ever see them saying is Orange Man bad. Orange Man bad. Orange Man cures AIDS. Orange Man bad. Orange Man drops unemployment. Drops unemployment. Orange Man bad. Orange Man wants to take us out of foreign wars. Orange Man bad. What does this party even stand for anymore, guys? I really can't. I really don't get it. They are so tone deaf. Even on the issues that they claim to support, the jokes that they are making, if you can even call them jokes, are going against foreign people, which apparently is what their base is supposed to be. I don't get it. I just don't get it. So here we go. On to the next story. Joe Biden vows national mask mandate if elected president. I don't know if you watched his speech last night. Man, you know what? Joe Biden is really, really good when he's on teleprompter. But the moment you take him off, yikes. That's all I got to say about that. Yikes. Definitely going to have a video in the future where I point out all his gaffes, as well as all the hoaxes that are constantly perpetuated from the left about Trump. You know, the Charlottesville comment that all Mexicans are rapists, that he that he is a Russian stooge. I mean, all of these things, that these conspiracy theories and hoaxes that the left constantly pushes for are absolutely ridiculous. But let's listen to Joe Biden on teleprompter and see exactly what he has to say.
We'll have a national mandate to wear a mask, not as a burden, but as a patriotic duty to protect one another.
Don't you know, guys? It's a patriotic duty to protect one another from a virus that kills people at the average age of 80. And then what we're going to do, because Orange Man say it's good, hydroxychloroquine, we're going to say hydroxychloroquine is bad. And then on top of that, we're going to talk about the children and the need to protect the children when there are only 13 deaths in all of America from children ages 10 and below. You have a better chance of dying from the regular flu as a child right now. And they are perpetuating this fear and madness. Let's see what else he has to say.
In short, we'll do what we should have done from the very beginning. Our current president has failed in his most basic duty to the nation. He's failed to protect us.
We are a republic. I don't know why there hasn't been an ad of all of the governors praising Trump, saying we got everything that we needed. Every single state, the best way to run government is on a local level, where you are eye to eye with your actual citizenry. But he wants to do this huge blanket ban and a mandate from the federal government to tell us what to do. To tell the people of, I don't know, Montana and South Dakota how to run their states. Wyoming, states with a population of like 5. I'm being hyperbolic, of course, but this is ridiculous. We do not need the federal government coming in and mandating how we as citizens have to live our lives. It's insane. And if you think they're going to stop there, the mandates coming out of Australia right now, I wish I had it pulled up. Feel free to take a look at it yourself. Use DuckDuckGo. I don't use Google anymore, but use whatever you want. They talk specifically about making it mandatory to have the vaccine. So let me get this straight. An FDA-approved drug that has been out for 65 years is considered dangerous. Year after year after year after year, for 65 years, hydroxychloroquine has been approved by the FDA. And now all of a sudden, in less than a year, in less than 1 year, we are going to start taking vaccines. Vaccines that typically take 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years at some points. This is absolutely insane. We can do better, and we deserve a lot better than Joe Biden. That's for sure. But I got a nice little nugget for you guys. I know. I seem very partisan. I feel like everyone is saying, you know, I've gotten some comments on Twitter, you're just another Republican. Facebook, just another Republican. I'm not a Republican, guys. I'm a Trump guy. I never was a Bush guy. I'm a Kaine guy, a Romney guy. I didn't believe in any of those guys. None of them. So before you call me a hack and, just another Republican, here's a Democrat that I approve of, that I love. And what is her name? Her name. That's right. Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard, I was not invited. Tulsi Gabbard says DNC did not ask her to participate in any way. It has been just the way of the Democratic Party that any presidential candidate that receives any delegates, even if it's a single one, will be invited to the DNC. And do you know who wasn't? The first time that this has happened? Tulsi Gabbard. You know why? Because she votes for her constituents. She is not, hey, my party thinks this way and thus I must think this way as well. She goes through her own path. She is in active duty, well, she's a reservist, but she's currently on active duty on her way to Alaska to help some indigenous people there with some infrastructure. This is a true American. This is someone who actually went to Syria during all of the bombing and all of the death. 500,000 dead Syrians. 500, let me repeat that. 500,000 dead Syrians. And she went there to figure out what was going on with her own 2 eyes. Instead of dropping warheads on foreheads, have an understanding of what's going on there. She was the only one to do it. And because of that action, the mainstream media decides that she is now a Russian stooge. She's out for Russia. This is the woman who absolutely obliterated Kamala Harris. Obliterated Kamala Harris. Pointing out her hypocrisy, rather. Putting people in jail, saying that she needed to keep them for cheap labor to fight forest fires that are going on in California for my global warming. Holding evidence back that would have gotten a man off of death row. You have evidence that a man is being unjustly held in prison for a crime that he didn't commit and that he is going to be put to death. And you are going to hide evidence that is going to get that man off? Are you out of your mind? These people are sick. She was not asked to participate in any way. And you know why? Because she's anti-war. She's a straight up progressive. She believes in health care for all. I don't agree with everything she says, but she's against the wars. She'll call out the amount of corruption that's going on in Washington, D.C. and all over America. And that's why they hate her. That is why they hate her. This woman is on her way to Alaska on an Army Reserves mission to help indigenous people with infrastructure issues. This is a true patriot. This is a patriot that gets her hands dirty. She's an officer in the military. This is someone that people should be looking up to. She's everything the Democrats you think they would want. She's anti-war. She is a minority. She has Hawaiian heritage, and she's a woman. Everything the DNC purports that they're totally for. The moment they have a real candidate that actually stands for those things that they say that they want, they don't care. Because she is not another corporate, multinational, globalist hack. So before you come at me again about being partisan, I love Tulsi Gabbard. She's fantastic. All right. Whew, Chicago. Batman Begins, guys. I don't know if you've seen, but Chicago, New York, Seattle, Portland, I feel like I bring it up every episode. You guys probably know what's going on at this point. There are riots on the streets. There are people being attacked based on their color of their skin. There are people that are being attacked simply because they're not wearing the right attire, because they're not wearing all black. This is not just Antifa. This is Black Lives Matter. And do the politicians of Chicago help the people that are calling and saying, hey, there's someone at my house trying to break in. Hey, there's a group of rioters going down my street, smashing cars and burning things. There are people in my neighborhood that are attacking people for no reason at all. Does Lori Lightfoot go in to help these people, to help these communities from these violent, crazy, commie, and I don't even know what to call them at this point. They're terrorists. That's what they are. They're terrorists. They have a political aim, and they will violently attack you if you oppose their ideology. It is disgusting. These people are gross, and they need to be held accountable. And you know what happens in a lot of these cities? Like Seattle and Portland, Chicago, New York. They just let these people go. They just let them go. The state police showed up in Portland for 2 weeks to help out because they said that the reason why people were rioting was because the federal officers were there. Newsflash, they had been rioting for 30 plus days before the feds even arrived. Then when the feds leave, they state that, oh, now all of a sudden the riots are going to go away. Portland is on day 80 plus in terms of riots. Are you kidding me? What are you even fighting for anymore? It's a joke. These people are disgusting and need to be held accountable for their actions. You can't go around attacking people, maiming people, burning buildings, throwing IEDs, commercial grade fireworks, throwing acid, throwing bricks, throwing nails. It's disgusting. Back to Lori Lightfoot. It's nuts. Rules for thee, but not for me. Does she go out and help these people? The people of Chicago? No. But for her, she states that protests cannot be held on her block. She has police out there 24 hours a day defending her. These politicians are never held to the same standards as the citizens. This woman is stating that her house needs to be protected. What about the people? What about the people that actually voted for you? You are a servant of the people. The government should be afraid of its people. The people shouldn't be afraid of its government. Why are the police officers doing this? Why are they going out of the way to protect this woman who doesn't give a shit about the people that actually elected her? She doesn't care about any of these riots as long as it doesn't affect her. That is the Democrat platform. Rules for thee, but not for me. Lori Lightfoot, just another corrupt Chicago politician. When have I seen that before? Hope and Change, close Guantanamo Bay, end foreign wars. Yeah, I can't remember. Must have been someone important. And now we are on to the final. You know, I talked about these people. They are Black Lives Matter and Antifa, going around attacking people, now actively working to dox people. This is a checkmarked person on Twitter. Do you know how hard it is to get a blue checkmark on Twitter? It seems like it's almost always based on political affiliation. This person, Antifa, are better than patriots. Antifa. The people who attack trans women, kill raccoons, kick people in the head, drag them out of their cars, light their vehicles on fire, attack police officers, attack people because of the color of their skin, attack people for not wearing the right attire. Let's see what she says. Does anyone have high quality image of the Trump boat rally that show boat names or registration numbers so I can start doxing? So I can start seeking these people out? So I can start removing them from their jobs for having an opinion in America? For standing up for freedom and liberty? The Democrats won't even say that these people are bad. They won't even condemn the violence. Jerry Nadler stated that Antifa wasn't even real. I forget the saying, don't attribute malice where you can attribute stupidity. We're past the stupid point. We are in a digital age. If you can't see that Antifa is not real, I don't know what to tell you. You're living in a fairyland. So this guy, he says, Twitter safety, Jack. Are we just going to allow blue checkmark to threaten people with doxing? With ruining their lives, with sending people to their homes, with throwing bricks through their windows? Or what about the guy who had a group of people in Chicago show up to their house and shoot a shotgun through their door and almost hit the guy? They are out for blood. And I'm just waiting for that spark because it's going to come to a point where someone actually dies. We're getting there. We are getting there. Look what she replies with. He probably is. Are you going to allow blue checkmark to threaten people with doxing? He probably is. Jack, I don't know if you know, is the Twitter founder. He's the oligarch that runs all of Twitter. And he is following this woman who is actively saying to dox people. Big tech censorship is insane. Section 230 must be removed, or at least changed dramatically. Section 230 being that these are platforms. A platform protection is essentially like the phone service. If you're someone who goes and tries to create and collaborate, that's the word I'm looking for, collaborate a crime and use a phone to do it, you can't sue the phone company for them using that particular platform in order to communicate their message. And these are the same protections that these big companies like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram use in order to not be sued. And yet, for some reason, they seem to only remove content that they don't deem is they deem it as hate speech. But when you actively have someone who is going and threatening people and saying to dox people, things that could actually get people killed, doesn't matter. And even worse, the man who owns the website, who owns Twitter, he follows this type of person, this type of individual with this mindset, with this very sick and demented mindset. I don't care if you're progressive. I don't care if you're liberal. I don't care if you're conservative. I don't care if you're libertarian. I don't even care if you're communist, as long as you are not violent. The moment that you start talking about doxing people, finding out where they live, that is a breaking point for, I think, most sane and rational people. Although I feel like the left is so far gone at this point that I don't even recognize them anymore. I voted for Obama in 2008. What has this party become? Trump started a revolution. The Republicans of today are not the Republicans of just 4 years ago. We are a totally different breed. I don't get it. I don't get it. And that's why I will always call out deep state Republicans. And that's why if the Republicans were to ever change in such a way, maybe Trump doesn't win this one, or maybe, the next candidate after Trump is not in line with the same values, then I won't vote for a Republican. But until we hold the feet to the fire of these tech oligarchs, of this corruption, of this big business cigar backroom deals with politics, then we are never going to see change in this world. And we can do better. So let's get it done. I hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, the podcast, we are sitting about 23 minutes. A little, nice little quick one for you. Hope you enjoyed it. My name is Lucius Cole. If you like, please make sure to like, subscribe, and or comment. Please comment. Hit it down in the comment section below. Let's get some going out of the left-hand side. I love you guys. See you in the next one.